Okay, so very quick first impression. Okay, well, not that much of a first impression. I mean, I had the Nikon Z30 for I think about a month now, and I have to say it definitely exceeded my expectation. Okay, now first up, as you guys may have noticed from my previous videos, the Nikon Z30 is, I think, perhaps the best bang for the buck for all of its external controls that you can find on it. The external mode dial, the three customizable user modes, the custom photo and video modes of which you can switch in between, vice versa, without carrying over those settings. So myself, coming from a Canon system, these are features that were only offered in the Canon R8 or the Canon R7 or and above, which are all on a different price bracket. And I get it, it's probably definitely reserved for the more professional use, and I would call myself a professional using these cameras. And the fact that I am a heavy hybrid shooter, meaning that I shoot lots of photos and videos, and having the ability to switch between these two modes seamlessly without carrying over those settings is really something that I have been looking for. And when I was in the market looking for a beginner camera, because I do make online video tutorials teaching people how to use cameras, I needed a basic, a beginner camera for me to show things, to demonstrate things, and at the same time, hopefully it would be able to follow me whenever I go out to shoot a professional job. And I finally landed on the Nikon Z30, and so boy, I am pleasantly surprised. It does have all the necessary professional features that I would ever ask for from a camera, especially at this price point, and especially on the external control parts, because I myself are a big believer of having all these settings easily accessible when you are on a shoot, because you might never know how the situation is going to change, how the subject is going to move, how the thing is going to change during an event, for example. And having all this quick access stuff right at your fingertips is truly a great deal for me. And yeah, the Nikon Z30, for its price range, for its class, I think this is probably the only camera that offers this. Okay, I once had the Canon R50, the R10, the RP. Those were in the same similar price bracket, but none of them offered similar controls like the Canon Z30 does. Although, even though it does not have a viewfinder, that's a little bit of a bummer for me, because again, I'm a hybrid shooter, I shoot photos as well, and having that viewfinder actually would help a lot, especially in bright sunlights where the LCD screen might not be bright enough for you to see what's going on there. But the whole user experience of the camera itself so far has been great. Small things that I appreciate on the Nikon Z30 for once. Now, first up is the camera on-screen audio level. Okay, now the Nikon Z30 does have that on-screen audio level. I think it is present on most other Sony cameras, but coming from a Canon system, the R8 does have that, and you can actually turn on this display inside your menus, but only if you turn the mic gain to manual, which is a big hassle. If your microphone suddenly picks out, your voice suddenly picks out, and it's gonna mess up the audio. But only via manual control will that display, audio level display, appear on the screen, which is not the case for the for the Nikon Z30. It's there, and I think for on most Sony cameras, they're also there. I mean, it's such a small thing, but it is a game changer for two things: to monitor your audio level, obviously, and to make sure there is audio input there. Okay, because I had experiences before where I messed up the connection on the camera to the microphone jack, and the jack and the mic cable does seems to be connected, but it actually just separated just a little bit, and that actually mutes the whole thing, and I lost the whole audio of the wedding that I shot. Luckily, my backup shooter My backup shooter does have audio, although the quality is a bit lower than the one coming from the main microphone that I was recording with it wirelessly. But yeah, I try as much as I can to avoid that kind of things, because my God, that is such an unpleasant experience. Okay, so which is why I would think that if you were to shoot video on some serious notes, you will want that audio level meter on your screen so that you can visually monitor that and avoid losing the audio if you were to mistakenly set your microphone or whatever things that might go wrong with it along the way. I truly appreciate that. Okay, and then the Nikon Z30 also actually allows you to have the histogram settings on the screen live. Okay, even right now when I'm recording this video particularly, oh yeah, I am recording with the Nikon Z30 right now. The histogram, which shows the brightness of the whole thing, as we all know, is currently live on the screen, and I can actually monitor that just to know if I do get some unintended highlights clipping or shadow clippings and that kind of thing. So it is definitely a very important visual aid, and it's there if you're shooting in photo mode or in video mode. And this is something that I think is also a very important tool to help you get a better glimpse of your exposure, and it's there on the Nikon Z30, the lowest end or the entry level camera within the Nikon mirrorless setup. So yeah, I'm impressed, and these kind of things I think are some of the things. They do seems to be quite small, but it does plays a big role, especially in the way I shoot. And yeah, I can truly appreciate Nikon coming at this, and now that they have RAD with them, I personally can't wait to see what they're going to come up with. Although for now, I don't have any plans on going full frame with it, because I still currently use the Sony A7 as my main camera for work. And the reason why I'm not going into this Nikon full frame is that, one, they don't allow you to dual record videos on both cards on the Nikon Z6, Z7 or Z8, Z9. As far as I know, the full frame cameras within my range of budget, which falls around the Z5 or Z6, the Z5 does not have a fully articulating screen, that's for one, while the Z6 and Z7 does have. They have that second card slot having that XQD card, which I personally don't like it that much. Not because of the performance, they're great, they're better I guess at having faster speed, right, read speeds and whatever, but they're just a bit too expensive, and not something I would be happily going all over it. And even if I do get one, which is it's really expensive, still I can't dual record my videos onto that. So I'm divided. If, let's say for example, I go with the Z6 and I needed a backup recording, I'm thinking about either getting the SQD card and the SQD reader, which is going to cost like, I don't know, 400-500 bucks, or I can get the Atomos Ninja 5, which is going to cost something a bit similar, an external monitor which will also record the output from the camera, and that way I would have dual recording setup, which would solve my problems at the time. That might be a better solution for me. But being the kind of run and gun videographer or shooter like myself, I do try to keep my gear set up as light and as small as possible, and due to that, currently the Sony A7 III, the Canon R7, the Canon R6, the Sony A7 IV US dollars, and they both provide that dual recording option to both memory cards in video mode, and that is actually a more appealing option. The only problem with Canon is that they don't open up that mount yet. Now only to Sigma and Tamron. which hopefully would see some interesting development on the RF lineups. But yeah, so guys, again, sorry for the terribly long rant. I'm here just to talk about the Nikon Z30, but still, for me personally, after using it for quite a while, I do find that the Nikon Z30 is probably, no, it's definitely the best value camera with a professional external control that you can get for a hybrid shooter like me who switches between photos and video concurrently during my shoot. And yeah, can't wait to go about with it, creating more contents. And next week I do have a wedding come up, and I think I'm probably going to try go all the way with the Nikon Z30. We'll see how it goes, and if I do get that, I'll post some sample footages that I would get from the camera, share it with you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Oh, and thank you for watching. Terribly sorry for the long rant. Well guys, maybe if you have your own experience with it, maybe the downside of it, I haven't really found one that really sticks out to me. Maybe you can share those in the comments, and maybe we can talk and open up discussion about this, because personally, with this camera, I think Nikon is going in the right direction. The one thing that I would ask for it to make it like a professional APS-C camera is having an IBIS, a dual card slots, which allows dual video recording to it. Okay, so that's it guys. Thank you very much again for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. I got something came up from Jiyun, and I will be sharing that as well in my next video. Okay, so stay tuned guys, and don't forget to subscribe. I will again see you guys in my next video, and most importantly, leave a comment if you do have any experience with it. I would love to know them, and maybe we can share experiences in using the Nikon Z30, because I personally love the camera. Okay, so again, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video.